This is the fourth round of the World Rally Championship, and things are hotting up as we've travelled over 9,000 kilometres west to Mexico. This is a rally of superlatives. It's the highest event of the year and still one of the fastest. It's certainly one of the most colourful of the calendar, plus it's the first gravel rally of the season. Norway's Tor Ford stamped their authority on the championship with a podium shutout, but all eyes are firmly on Ford's number 2, Mikko Hirvonen. He beat both Gronholm and Loeb in a fair fight in Norway. Gravel is his preferred surface, so can we expect more of the same?
I have the same feeling. I'm really confident. We have a good notes for sure. And small downside is that last year I didn't do Saturday stages, and everybody else did, so they have a bit more experience on those. But otherwise, Friday and Sunday, I'm ready. There's no question.
Marcus Gronholm didn't enjoy being beaten by his junior teammate, but his second place means he now leads the Drivers' Championship. He's also never won this event, and last year crashed out whilst leading. And in shakedown, he found another one of Mexico's hidden hazards. He survived, but he's wary of this rally.
No, it has not been really good for me, yeah, that's true. First year I had problem with the car, second year I was second. Last year I made a mistake and we were in the Super Rally after that, so maybe it's time now to win.
Sebastian Loeb surrendered his lead in the championship as well as his air of invincibility as he planted his new C4 into 3 snowbanks in Norway. He finished 14th, his worst finish since GB 6 years ago. To add to his worries, this will be his first gravel outing in the new C4, and he's not his usual confident self.
Feels well. I think better than on snow, because we are a bit better when it's some good grip, and so no, in these conditions the feeling is good. So we have to see in the stages what we can do, but at the moment everything is okay.
Petter Solberg's had a slow start to the season and had to accept the humiliation of being beaten by his brother at their home event. He also discovered the hazards of Mexico in shakedown as he puts his new upgraded version of his 2006 Impreza through its paces. But the new car brings improved handling and with it, fresh hopes.
We get more traction, better balance and less understeer, and all these areas have been improved now, so it's, so far it looks quite good. I hope to fine-tune the car through the rally also, but for a start, this is a good base.
Henning Solberg comes here on a high after pinching third off his brother in Norway. He's another Scandinavian who's at home on the loose stuff, and he'll be eyeing another podium finish. The rally is based in Leon, about 500 kilometers north of Mexico City. The route is the most compact of the championship and sees the crews tackle stages that all travel above 2,000 meters. The only exceptions are the super specials on the outskirts of Leon. After 3 events, Ford's dominance in the snow and ice of Sweden and Norway shows as they now hold the top 2 spots in the Drivers' Championship, Loeb dropping from 1st to 3rd. Henning Solberg's moved up to 4th, with his brother finally making it into the leaderboard in 6th. Ford's superb start to the season's even more obvious in the manufacturer's standings, having taken 34 points from the 2 snow rallies to Citroen's 10. They now have a 16-point lead. Subaru lost 3rd spot to the Stobart Ford team, and they'll be hoping that the new car will help them turn this round. The rally started officially with a typically colourful ceremony held in the dramatic backdrop of Guanajuato, considered by many as one of the most beautiful cities in the Americas. The town is a World Heritage Site famous for its colourful buildings and, of course, its silver. It's a perfect venue for a ceremonial start, as the Mexicans know how to entertain. The drivers certainly seem to be enjoying every minute. But for the crews, the real action starts today. Stage 1 is the 23 kilometres of El Faro. And championship leader Marcus Gronholm is making his final preparations on the start line, and away he goes. As always, the opening runners will have the disadvantage of sweeping the layer of loose gravel clear, so Marcus will not expect to be setting the pace this morning. 2 minutes later, and it's his Ford teammate Mikko Hirvonen's turn to take on stage 1. The young Finn's win in Norway was certainly a breakthrough. The first time he's beaten Gronholm and Loeb in a straight fight, but can he repeat that feat on gravel? Back with Gronholm now, and the steady climb continues. With altitudes of well over 2,000 metres above sea level on these stages, the engines are sapped of something like 20% of their power. Marcus, though, looking controlled despite the lack of grip. Next onto the stage is Sebastian Loeb. This is the first time he'll have driven his C4 in anger on gravel. The last time Seb wasn't the first on the road was Mexico last year, and ominously for his rivals, he went on to win the rally. Rejoining Hirvonen now as he steadily closes on the finish line. So an early chance to compare the two Ford men coming up. There's Gronholm's time, and it's going to be very close. Hirvonen slightly quicker, but only by 1.4 seconds.
Very sleepy and, well, we'll be cleaning a lot, but not bad start, so I'm quite happy.
Hirvonen happy so far then. Further back, meanwhile, and Henning Solberg is well on his way into the stage. The Norwegian's confidence will be sky high after his second podium finish at his home event a couple of weeks ago, especially after beating his younger brother Petter in the process. Oh, but he's wide here and clipped into a roll. An early mistake for Henning. The focus is left upside down. Henning and co-driver Kato Mikkerund appear unharmed, although he's struggling to get the door open. He's out eventually and immediately appealing for help from any nearby spectators. With just 2 minutes until the next car arrives, they need to get this car back on four wheels and quickly. Let's take another look at that. Remember, he's fourth on the road, so the surface is still very slippery, and he just couldn't control the slide into that right-hander. But once he clipped the bank, he was immediately flipped over. Well, he's made it to the end of the stage, but has lost 3.5 minutes.
It's obvious what's happened, and how did it happen? I hit the stone on the left side, and then I rolled. How bad is the car? I have no gearing.
So one Solberg already in trouble, while Petter will hope for better in the new and hopefully improved Subaru Impreza. The team will hope that the alterations in weight distribution will improve handling and traction and see them challenged for wins again. But back with Loeb, though, it's the Citroën C4's debut on gravel, so we should get a true sense of just how competitive this new car is by the end of the weekend. There's Hirvonen's benchmark, and this could be a promising start for the world champion here. He's going to be a lot quicker. Yes, 7.8 seconds up already. So far, so good then for Loeb, but what of his teammate Danny Sordo? The season that started so promisingly for the Spaniard with a second-place finish in Monte Carlo has fallen apart on the two snow events that followed. He failed to score driver's points on either event. He finished a fine fourth in Mexico last year, though, and will hope for more of the same in 2007. It's a solid start for Danny. He's second fastest through so far. Although Petter Solberg is attacking hard through the final few kilometres of the stage. Petter does have the advantage of running sixth on the road, so he'll have a cleaner line than his rivals, and that means more grip. Not far from the finish line now. There's Loeb's time. We're about to find out just how good this new car is. Not bad at all. He's 2.9 seconds faster than Loeb, and that's a stage win for the 2007 Impreza at the first attempt.
It's a great start, 2.9 quicker than Loeb.
It's not bad at all, and okay, it's clean in compared with the guys in front, to be fair, you know, but it's good to have a good time. But I'm sure the guys behind also will go quicker, but it's a good start and good feeling, and the car is going in the right direction, so it's good.
Chris Atkinson further underlines the new car's potential with the third fastest time on stage one. He's 3 seconds slower than Sebastian Loeb, who's second, but it's all very close with just 12.1 seconds separating the leader from Marcus Gronholm in sixth. A perfect start for Solberg and the new Impreza, but can he stay ahead of the charging pack? Find out after the break. Welcome back to Mexico, where the highest stage at just under 2,800 meters above sea level is about to begin. Petter Solberg is the early leader and on the way to the next test. He and his co-driver Phil Mills have time to discuss the benefits of their new Subaru Impreza.
You know, even on the small compressions, you don't even feel them. Yeah. You know what I mean? The old car was all the time, you know. You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, it's the adjustment on dampers, you know.
Yeah.
Like this now, it helps straight away to you.
Yeah, it's just a different job altogether. Good run, really good run.
The Subaru boy is happy then, while as expected, running first on the road. Marcus Gronholm has struggled for grip this morning, having to sweep the stages clear of loose gravel. He makes up one place on stage 2 though, edging past his teammate Mikko Hirvonen by 0.7 of a second. Mikko fights back immediately on the following test though. After Norway, the Finn knows he can beat his illustrious compatriot on his day, and even at this early stage, this could be an intriguing battle to watch this weekend. Mikko beats his teammate on stage 3, but only by 0.3 of a second. The 4 drivers, though, will no doubt be concerned by the early pace of Sebastian Loeb. Despite running just one place behind the 2 Finns, he's comfortably beaten them all morning. He's 3rd fastest on stage 2 and 2nd fastest on 3. The man to beat, though, is still Petter Solberg. It's been a year and a half since the Norwegian has last won, and although he has a long way to go before he can start thinking about a possible victory, he'll certainly be delighted at the early pace of the new Impreza. He's fastest again on both stages. His lead over Loeb now 7.7 seconds. Chris Atkinson's pace has also impressed so far. Subaru's number 2 was 3rd after stage 1 and has maintained his speed through the following tests. The Australian is 7.5 seconds quicker than his closest rival Danny Sordo on stage 2. This is another fight for position shaping up nicely. The Spaniard responds immediately, beating his rival by 2.5 seconds over the 18 kilometers of stage 3. While it's been another solid start from Manfred Stoll, this is the first outing for Manfred on gravel in the 06 Zara, but after finishing 3rd here last year, he's confident of a strong finish. He's currently in 7th, 4.6 seconds behind Mikko Hirvonen. Stobart Ford's Jari-Matti Latvala rounds off the top 8, while the only change in position over those 2 stages was Gronholm and Hirvonen swapping places. Solberg still leads 7.7 seconds ahead of Loeb. Henning Solberg is out of the points and he returns to service with a car that requires a lot of attention. His mechanics producing a cheeky reminder of which is the right way up for the car. For his brother, it's all good. He leads in the new Impreza.
It couldn't be better for the start of a rally with a new car for the team, so I'm very pleased with that. But still we're working on the balance and it's getting better and better all the time.
So how much of it is down to road position and how much of it is down to your new car?
It's down to the car, and that's it. The car is improved, so as long as I'm doing things easily, just with precision and everything, and no understeer, then the speed is coming automatically.
First stages on gravel with the C4, Sebastian, how was it?
It was good. We are 2nd at the moment behind Petter, but no, I'm really happy with the handling of the car, and we have some good grip at the moment to have in front of the Ford, so that's the most important.
I was expecting that we're going to lose some time, and the gap to the leader is not that much, but it's a little bit more than I expected, so we need to just try to gain it back now in the afternoon.
On to the afternoon's repeated stages, and for the first time an open playing field with all the roads cleared of loose gravel. So no excuses now for Marcus Gronholm. Away he goes into the 23 kilometres of Alfaro, and we should see a marked improvement in the Finns' times this afternoon. The start line, and Mikko Hirvonen begins the stage just 0.4 of a second behind his teammate. The young Finn certainly looks determined this afternoon. He crashed out of contention here last season, but no sign of mistakes from Mikko so far today. Gronholm, meanwhile, still doesn't seem able to attack with his usual control. For whatever reason, he's not quite matching the pace of the early front runners today, and this could open another opportunity to Hirvonen. We have a real mixture of stages through these mountains of northern Mexico, but this test is certainly one of the faster areas, and Marcus is pushing where he can. So, can Hirvonen take advantage of his teammates' lack of pace?
Yeah, he does. 7.
He needs to beat that target time to repass Marcus. And with the finish boards fast approaching, he's going to do it. Yes! Great driving from Mikko. He's now 4.7 seconds ahead of Gronholm.
It's so difficult to catch them. Stages are so fast and there's no power that you can just go flat out through all the corners, so it's difficult to kind of make any time.
Sebastian Loeb, meanwhile, will hope to challenge for the rally lead this afternoon. Off he goes into stage 5, and after setting such impressive times despite his early road position this morning, the Frenchman will be confident of closing on Petter Solberg. Now the roads are clear of loose gravel. The Norwegian will be well aware of the threat, his slender advantage. He holds a lead of just 7.7 seconds going into stage 4, and the real challenge for the new Impreza starts right here. Can he hold off the world champion?
Opens in just 6 right bursts of a crest.
The Citroën C4, meanwhile, seems to be passing its first gravel test with flying colours. The car looks just as tidy and controlled as its predecessor, the Zara, through these quick gravel stages. And Seb is really giving his all to put the pressure on Solberg. Back with Petter then as he pushes the Impreza as hard as he dares through the closing kilometres of stage 4. The new car is undoubtedly quick, but is it quick enough? There's Solberg's target. He needs to beat that time to hold on to the lead, and comparing the two drivers' performances to this point, Solberg slower with the finish line fast approaching, but will he lose his position?
Black crest, 100. Black crest.
No, he stays in the lead for now, but his advantage is just 4.9 seconds. Petter has certainly got a fight on his hands this afternoon.
Petter 2.8 slower than Sebastian. He thought you would really take some time out of him in here as well.
No. He knows that on the clean line his car has always been very, very good, so we are really happy that we did this time like we did now, because we always struggle on the second time through the stages, so it's proven that we have done a lot of performance, yeah.
So the battle for the rally lead, as expected, is closing right up. Atkinson remains in third, but is now just 3.1 seconds ahead of Danny Sordo, while Hirvonen and Gronholm have again swapped places in that battle for 5th. We have a real fight for supremacy in Mexico. Can Sebastian Loeb claim the rally lead, or will a resurgent Solberg hold him off? The conclusion to leg 1 coming up. Welcome back to Rally Mexico, and on to the final 2 stages before the end of day runs through the Super Special back in Leon. The big question is, can Solberg hang on? Loeb is just 4.9 seconds behind. And the Frenchman continues where he left off on the previous test on stage 5. He set a blisteringly quick time, and the pressure is really building on Petter. And the Norwegian is beaten again through here. He's another 2.8 seconds slower, and his lead is now just 2.1. But immediately following the stage, and the Impreza has ground to a halt on the road section. Such a disappointment after their incredible start.
We just lost the oil pressure in the last sort of 10Ks of the previous stage, and it was getting less and less and less as we came down to the stage finish. And it looks like there's a rock gone through the oil cooler, the engine oil cooler, and we've lost the oil. So the engine started to make some noises, and it's fairly obvious that, you know, we've got no oil pressure, and that's the end of that, I'm afraid.
So the rally leader is out, but back with Dani Sordo, and the Spaniard loses out in his battle with Mikko Hirvonen. He's 10.5 seconds slower through stage 5 and falls behind the Finn. Manfred Stoll, meanwhile, is making an unexpected push to challenge Marcus Gronholm's 6th place. The Ford man is still out of sorts this afternoon, but even so, this has been a tremendous performance from the OMV driver through stage 5. Here comes his time now, and I think he could take the place here. Yes, that's Manfred's first fastest time of the year, and he's now 1.9 seconds ahead of Gronholm. So this is the leaderboard without Solberg. Sebastian Loeb gifted the rally lead, while further back Hirvonen has passed Sordo for 3rd. Loeb, of course, won't mind how he obtained his advantage. All that matters to the competitive Frenchman is that he's leading. It's now up to the chasing pack to challenge the Citroën driver. Mikko Hirvonen, meanwhile, is leading Ford's charge with his more experienced teammate Gronholm again struggling for pace. Mikko is beginning to close on Chris Atkinson for what is now the runner-up spot. The Australian, of course, has the added pressure of keeping Subaru represented in the podium places. He's slower than Hirvonen on stage 6 and is now just 0.4 of a second ahead of the Ford driver.
Right, oh, very long. 30, late 6 right long.
Manfred Stoll, meanwhile, extends his lead over Marcus Gronholm in this test, but only by 0.3 of a second. The OMV man is 5th, 2.2 seconds ahead of the Finn. So, after 6 stages, Loeb is the rally leader. After Petter's retirement, Chris Atkinson is now the leading Subaru, but he's being chased hard by Ford's Mikko Hirvonen. Marcus Gronholm is a disappointing 6th overall. The day ends with 2 runs through the Super Special stage in Leon. And though this stage is only just over 2 kilometers long, it packs a powerful punch for 2nd place Chris Atkinson.
156 right and tight, 4, then 2 left half.
The Australian slides wide into a barrier, but he still beats Mikko Hirvonen and then goes on to win stage 8. Manfred Stoll also struggles at exactly the same place. The Austrian, though, isn't quite so fortunate. His slide drops 10 seconds on the first run, enough to cost him 5th place. So Sebastian Loeb takes a lead of 18.8 seconds into day 2, with Atkinson 2nd. Mikko Hirvonen and Dani Sordo are close behind in 3rd and 4th, while Marcus Gronholm is 35.6 seconds behind in 5th.
It was a good fight with Petter. Now we had a problem, so okay. But it was close with them, and our car is competitive, and that's the most important because here it's gravel rally, and a lot of rally in the championship are on gravel, and so we see that the car is good. That's good news for all the team.
Chris, a great day. You must be encouraged by the performance of the car.
Yeah, obviously it's a lot better than the past year, and it's really good for the whole team, I think, to see this improvement. It's unfortunate about Petter, but it's encouraging nonetheless.
the end of the stage, I got a little bit noise in the engine, you know, because it was not so much oil. And what's happened, you know, we have an oil cooler in the engine room, and it's a fan on it, and one blade have broken and hit a little hole in the oil cooler, and that's enough to destroy everything.
It's been an action-packed first day here in Mexico. For more news and views, check out WRC.com. We'll be back tomorrow, but for now, it's goodbye.